You're not going to make much money in the first year as a real estate agent. Let me tell you why. When I got into real estate, the very first thing I heard from one of the agents who was very experienced, he told me it takes 2 years to get going. I didn't believe that. I thought I'm going to get it going faster because I was putting all of my time into real estate. I was doing it 24/7. I had no weekends. I went into real estate full time, which was a mistake in my opinion right now. But I decided to go into this full time because I thought that if I do it part time, if I'm not putting enough energy, I'm gonna drop it and do something else. So I just decided to do it full time. I was putting out so much energy into this industry, and still it was a lot of struggle. Your income in your first year is going to depend on a couple of things. First is location where you're going to be selling the real estate, whether it's in a busy area where there's a lot of real estate, or it's a country style, there's not much real estate. It's going to be different for both of these. It's going to depend on your skill set as well. What skills you already have. In the beginning, I had nothing. I had no communication skills. I didn't have too much social skills. I didn't know how to sell, and I didn't have too much social following on my platforms. Didn't have too many friends. Basically, I started from a big fat zero, and it also depends on the brokerage that you're going to join. I was lucky there. So these three things is going to determine how fast you're going to get going. But in my experience is I had just a couple of things that were going for me. Is basically the biggest one was I really wanted to get going. And I remember also one time, one agent told me that, how much money were you making before that? And I told him, I was making X amount of money per week. It was not that bad. And he said, and you quit that to do this, to sell real estate? And I'm like, whoa. Isn't this industry where you make some good money? Because that's what I've seen on YouTube. That's what I'm kind of thinking. Like if you sell a house, you make average 2.5%, and it's about 5-6 grand on average. You multiply it by 100, that's 500,000. And why not? And I remember one guy told me, you're never going to sell 100 houses. And I'm like, this time I'm going to go hard on that. Now you're kind of pushing me with this. And so that was my goal all from day one. I wanted to sell 100 houses. But in the beginning, when I just started, it took me everything I could. Like it was just so hard. I was doing everything. I was cold calling. I was making so many calls. I was door knocking too for a couple of weekends. Didn't do it too much. Probably door knocking 100 houses. I woke up babies in the middle of the day. I had dogs bark and everything like that. I don't really like door knocking. I don't like anybody knocking on my door, but I did it just because I thought that in order for me to become like an ultimate fighter, mixed martial artist, I need to know everything. I need to go through all of the elite sources. I need to understand all of these cycles, how they all work. So I did all of it. I did cold calling, I did door knocking, I did videos. I started doing those videos after 6 months being in the business, and then that's what started clicking. But in the first year, when I started in 2017, really nothing was working out for me. I was kind of like building up a database. I was kind of making the first sale happen somewhere. It's going to make happen, and then it falls apart. And I remember having a couple deals, trying to put them together in 2017, and they will falling apart. So it's just, that's what the first year is going to be. It's just going to be, you have to treat it as like an educational, as a course, as a college year, something like that. You just got your license and you expect it to make money right away, which is not going to happen. It's going to be educational period of your time. It's going to, when you start learning how to talk to prospects, how to treat clients, the mindset, how to understand what this industry is all about. You're going to learn how to manage clients' expectation, how to manage money. My biggest tip would be not to spend no money in the beginning, but you're going to be spending some money. You're going to be spending because things like, I remember when in the beginning, I wasn't buying no leads in the beginning, but I was spending money on print, and I got a bill for printing a lot of stock because I was trying to make calls and print CMAs and go to clients to present them the CMA, which is comparable market analysis, home valuation. And I was bringing that to the clients, and you print a lot of pages, and I got a bill for it from the office, and I didn't have no money. I wasn't making any sales, and I still got the bill. That was like that's the first time I got a tear in my eye for that. It was hard. It was kind of, I'm trying to get going, and here I get a bill and I don't have any income. I get a bigger expense. It was kind of it was tough at that time. but you're going to be spending money anyways. You're going to be investing in your business. Just don't spend too much on anything like leads, too many mailers. The only thing that was mailing was thank you notes. When I was talk to somebody, I would write a thank you note. I would send it to a client. Everything you should be treating this first year in the business, and I strongly suggest to do it part-time and having something else going on as a second job. Treat it as something that you're building. You're slowly building a foundation. There's no walls. There's no heating, air conditioning. There's no windows. There's no comfort. No nothing. It's just a foundation where everything else is going to stand on, and that's your education. You're developing your database and building up some system for potential growth in the future. And slowly you're going to be still upgrading your skills, but then starting getting uncomfortable with things, understanding that you're a realtor and not kind of thinking what other people are going to think about you because you were something else before that. A lot of people struggle with that in the beginning. You're afraid of putting out content because you think, oh, my friend's going to say, now you're a realtor, you were something else before, like we don't trust you. You have to go through that stage and don't worry about it. And in the first year, I'm not going to make much. I'm going to share how much I made in my first year. It was only $7,000. That's how much I made. It's a gross income, 7,000. I don't know what my expenses were. I wasn't tracking too much expenses, but I burned through most of my savings. So it was over 40 or 50,000 that I burned. So I went negative in my first year. And there was 2 condos that I sold, one to myself and one to my friend. And that was pretty much it. That was 7,000 my first year as a real estate agent. And but after that, it was only way up. So you have to start somewhere. And I was willing to take that risk, going full time, making not much money, but it turned out well. So hope you like this video. Subscribe, comment below if you have any questions, and hope to see you soon. Thanks so much.